Hola, ¿cómo están? Soy Russo Guadarrama. Este es nuestro tercer episodio ya de nuestro podcast Hockey Talks y el día de hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial. Creemos que uno de los jugadores más emblemáticos de la historia de nuestro deporte, Itan Chavira. Welcome.
Hey man.
Thanks
for
happy to have you here. So first of all, thanks for being here. It's such an honor. We've seen you playing for a lot of years from the stands in world championships, winning everything since you were like 17, 18 years old. For a lot of us, you are still a role model. And now with your life committed to the sports, to roller sport, you are even a bigger role model. So thanks for being here. I hope you will have some time to enjoy, to play some good hockey here in Mexico City. And yeah, thank you very much for being here.
No, thanks for having me. Great facility. And thanks for those kind words, man. I mean, I've been through the ups and downs and came back to the sport. So now that I have like my own little training facility and have my own little club teams, it's awesome. You know, it's a lot, but you know, it's a sport that we're very passionate about.
Yes.
I know that I'm very passionate about, and yeah, you know, it was my childhood. So if I can make it unique and memorable for some kids growing up and getting into the sport, I'm all about it. So
yeah, for sure. So I have a lot of questions. So I'll try to order them in my head. First of all, I want you to tell me. You live in the mecca of our sport, which is California, right? What is your opinion about roller hockey actually? Is it growing? Is it not growing enough? Or is it even decreasing? And the second question is, how do you see our sports 5 to 10 years from now? Like worldwide, not only in California. I'm talking about California as the mecca of our sport, because whatever happens in California, it's probably going to happen all over the world, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Those are some heavy questions right there for sure. You know, yeah. You know, fortunate to be in California, and it's the mecca because of, you know, the RHI, the Pro Beach Hockey, you know, the early stages of Narches, and you know, NHL breakout and the NHL, you know, supporting roller hockey at a time. But yeah, I mean, we still got those rinks that are still holding on to what was built, you know, 15, 20 years ago. And some of the rinks still have the same sport court since I started. So again, is our sport growing? You know, so again, it's kind of tough. You know, it's something where I see we do have a lot of hockey players, but it's a lot to other countries and other places, right? It's okay. a lot of interest there, but I just think what we have is there's a lot of ice hockey. There's a lot of ice hockey out there in California, and a lot of those guys, you know, it's an expensive sport, I believe, and so a lot of them play roller hockey just for, you know, easy all in the wallet, and it's fun as well too. And I think the opportunity too as well is that we still have most of those rinks still standing for roller, and people that, you know, like a Ben or like Brian Garland or people that just, you know, been doing it for a long time, they're giving it their all. You know, they're trying to make it, you know, sustain and trying to make it as trying to keep it going. So I give it up to those guys. But yeah, I mean, as far as our sport growing, I see it in waves. I've seen it in waves. I've seen it in these tournaments. You know, you can kind of gauge it off of the Narches where, you know, they have like, you know,
200 teams or something.
Yeah, almost 300 teams. Yeah. I mean, I think one time, didn't they have 400 at one time?
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? 400 teams in a tournament. But looking at gauging it like that, yeah, I would say, you know, we're maintaining it.
Just maintaining
it, right? And maybe we get some years and we get some more teams because it's fun, it's new.
And what do we have to do as a community for example, you as a dojo owner and as a coach nowadays, what should we do to keep growing and not only maintaining what we have?
Yeah, I would say, I guess just saying like working together, like in anything, right? Like coming up with like an actual like a round table of people and being like, all right, I need you have an impact in this area. You've shown this. Just bringing everybody together and bringing them on the same page. It's not my rink versus your rink or my club versus your club.
Yeah.
And you can get caught up in that because we're in a competitive sport, right?
Yeah.
We're a tournament sport. We're there to win. We're trying to win, right? So I think just getting on the same page with the rink owners and creating more events and just things for like the community to head it to like the right direction. Like getting our middle school and our high school and our college all lined up. So if a kid does choose to play roller hockey, maybe that's the route they go. They're going to play middle school, high school, and then maybe they get a scholarship for roller hockey. And then maybe it goes into the development team for your country, USA.
Yeah.
The under 17.
And what about ice hockey? Because I think there's a misbelief all over the world, at least here in Mexico, that if you play ice, you shouldn't play roller because it affects your skating and whatever. I think that ice hockey is going to be important for our growing because it's so expensive that there are a lot of kids that cannot afford ice hockey, but they can afford inline hockey.
Right.
And there are a lot of kids that just won't make it to the NHL because it's so tough and competitive, and you have to be born in a European country or American or Canadian
or a rink.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe that group of persons, if they can migrate to inline hockey or at least get the chance to know our sport, I think our community can grow like exponentially.
I think so. And that's kind of tough though. I mean, if we can get it in seasons where ice hockey's a season, roller hockey's a season. Roller hockey's kind of like scattered, right? It's all year round.
Yeah.
There's really no seasons. It's
tournaments,
and if you do a rec league, it's like, all right, 4 seasons in a year type of thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the ice hockey, it is what it is. Like, if you were to get better at ice hockey or you go play roller hockey, no, you're to go play ice hockey, right? And that's the mentality. Am I going to get better skater by rollerblading? In the basic answer, no. You got to be on ice, right? But the strides and when you play roller hockey, does it translate? Of course. So we just got to figure out some type of balance and of trying to, accommodate these ice hockey players in a fun and new way for them to come and try the roller game.
Such as implementing ice rules in our sport,
possibly.
For example.
Yeah, that'd be a nice way to look at it, right? You got like offsides in a way, different types of offsides, bigger nets, and all that, smaller arenas. But yeah, I don't know. I just think, like I told you, like I've said before, like when you join ice hockey, you have that dangling of the NHL, right?
Yeah.
You got roller hockey, you got
only tournaments.
That's pretty much it.
There's not even a pro league.
Yeah, especially unless you go to Europe, but that could be better, of course. And the money's not that great out there. It's just going out there for an experience, if anything, right? So I don't know. I just it's tough for me. I think the way I've seen it, because I just joined into ice hockey, it's competition, man. Like these coaches are trying. Every player is a dollar sign. Every player is trying to come into to their clinics, to come into it's pretty aggressive out there, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, no, you need to come my clinic. Oh, we're doing clinics throughout the whole summer. Oh no, you need to come to this camp. You need to come to this tournament. So it's just like ice now, just in all sports now, ice is just kind of turned into an all year round sport now.
Okay. Yeah. Even summer.
In summer too, right? You got the summer leagues and stuff, and you got all that.
Which is kind of weird because you are struggling with competition regarding other sports and ice hockey, but here, for example, we struggle with low interest. We try to throw camps, clinics, and bring in like the best in the world, like you, and we don't find that that much interest, which is quite different. What you're struggling different than we are, because you have too many players and they have to decide where to go.
Right.
But we don't even have enough players interested in attending. Right. So I think we're talking about different realities. With I think nowadays it shouldn't be that way. The world is like moving very fast, and I've seen Brazilian players in Europe, American players, Colombian players, and why is it that Mexico is not yet on the big scene, on the big scenario? I don't know why.
What do I see for Mexico? I mean, I've been here. I've been here, 15 years ago, and I've seen it where you guys had the federation, you guys had one president. He's not here with us anymore now. So I've seen the way he ran it back in the day. And I'll tell you the truth, man. Like, when I was coming out here for camps, like, I was seeing potential. I'm like, oh man, like Mexico's gonna get on the map, like, pretty soon, And
which was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that.
And I saw the players, and I saw even like the adult players too, that they're giving back to the young kids and teaching, but also competing at a good level. I don't know, maybe like life gets in the way. Like, you can only do it for so long, and so much opportunity until you got to make some money to survive a little bit, right? So you can't just give all your time. Life kicks in a way too. So I don't know. Hockey hasn't really. I don't know. For example, I mean, there's no money in roller hockey in a way. Which is the hardest part. I mean, you can go, like, for an example, for myself, I'm coaching the first year for 8U in ice hockey, and they're paying me like $1,200 a month, which is not much, but I'm only doing 4 hours a month. But that's $1,200 that they're able just to give me a little club. In roller hockey, there's really not that much, right?
Yeah, I know.
There's not too many roller rinks. How many roller rinks are here in Mexico?
Like this, only one.
So that's what you can tell me right there, that like that's the reason why Mexico's not on the map, because there's not more of these rinks here. You know what I mean? It's just you doing your job and trying to provide for these people here, and you're doing as much as you can at your means, which is facility is amazing for what it is.
Thank you.
But it's like, we need more people like you.
And what's the route for you now, being again an owner and a coach? What's the route to make this sport profitable? Because it has to be profitable in order to bring sponsors, people. How do you think? Because you're spending money and you're investing money and time. I mean, you are now committed 100% to the sport.
Right.
For you, what's the route? What's the step to follow in order to make this sport really profitable, so it can really grow? Because if you're a parent, you don't want to invest. Not every parent, but most of them don't want to invest when there's no money, when there's no like a big project, so to speak, right?
Right. I've had a few ideas. Like, that's a tough one too, right? Because for me, I've tried to do my Dingle Dojo business like so many different ways: memberships, club style, after school program, just for kids, kind of like a YMCA type of thing, like trying different ways for these kids, making it fun. Now I'm doing there was one time where I was just doing strictly clinics every single day. So you can get clinics for $20 a day, every day, Monday through Sunday, which is crazy. Right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of time. But yeah, I just been thinking of like some different little things. I think it's all it comes down to is making it different and fun and just making it a memorable experience for these parents. Like, kind of random. I took a picture with one of the kids yesterday here, and I got a message from my buddy, because I posted on Instagram, and he goes, "Dude, I remember when I went to your camp and I was that kid's age." He's like, memorable times right there.
Oh,
He's
really?
like, I'll remember that forever. And that kid, Chad from Arizona, we're friends. Like, he comes to the dojo, he'll come out and hang out and stuff, and like we built that friendship. And then I just put in perspective like how long I've been doing this for still. But yeah, it's just like, when you think about it, what are the parents paying for? They're paying for their kids to learn something, to be good people, right? learning lessons, just learning a new skill, but at the same time, having fun and building those memories, right? 'Cause
Yes.
at the end of the day, if you're thinking just like, oh, this again, like those are not good memories. It
No.
seems like problems for me. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
of
So
course.
again, the best memories most of the time when you go to a hockey tournament are probably at the hotels, right?
Yeah.
Hanging out with the friends, hanging
Outside
out
the rink.
outside the rink
Yeah,
and stuff
for
a little
sure.
bit. So again, building that, and that's what you got to give up to, like state wars and Narches and the tours and all these tournaments that come in. They bring that atmosphere, and that's the cool thing about roller hockey, is that we're different than ice hockey. Because when you go to an ice hockey tournament, it's like my son needs to be like my son. Like, you know, it's got pretty intense there. You go there and like the parents are a little stiff, and then you know, the game's over because it's only one game, and then they're gone, and it's like no
bonding.
there's no bonding like with other teams and stuff. Like when you go to a roller hockey tournament, I'll play against somebody, and then the next, you know, we'll leave the rink, and then I'll see them. I'm like, oh, what's up, man?
At
How's
the
it
pool
going?
or whatever.
At the pool, and it's just like that relationship. So I think that's why roller hockey, when people come to the tournaments, they try it and they go, this is awesome. So if we can capture all that and somehow, I don't know, come up with like maybe, is there too many tournaments? Is there too much competition where there's just too much going on? I don't know. It's just like that's a tough one. But like back to like what I'm thinking, like to grow is just basically just making it different and fun, and that's what I'm trying to do at my spot is creating an atmosphere that these kids can, you know, grow old and be like, man, my training was at the dojo. I was at the dojo all the time,
Yeah.
hanging out, training, and now I'm playing junior hockey somewhere. You know what I mean? Now they went to ice hockey and stuff.
Because I have another tough question for you.
Yeah.
You are trying to do something different, and you are doing something different. We are also trying to do something different and build something different, like a good tool for the kids, a good space to grow, like a good human being. But for how long are you going to do this without depending on you, without relying on you? Because if you're a businessman, you have to develop a system that can be replied many times, and then it is what it is. It becomes a business, right? So through these ideas that you are telling me, how are you gonna like capture the dojo branding and then export it maybe to Mexico, maybe to Namibia, maybe all over the world? Have you given a thought about that? Because everybody wants to see you, and you create that environment, and everybody wants to be around you. But what happened if Itan's not there? How can you keep that environment going and that good vibe going without having you there? Have you given a thought about that?
Yeah, that's something that I've been thinking about a lot, because you know, people I've been talking to, is that's the thing. If I'm not there, hey, I'm going to be in Mexico this weekend. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll come back when we'll just come when you come back, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So again, there's a guy named Jackson Hockey up in I think, I don't want to say, up in Canada somewhere, maybe Quebec. He just started up this Jackson Hockey, kind of like Elevate O2 in a small little rink, right? All he focuses on is from 2-year-olds to 10-year-olds. That's his thing. And what he does is he doesn't let other coaches from other clubs come in here and rent out the rink and do clinics and all that. He teaches the kids, his staff, the way he wants to teach these kids. And again, it's learn to play, right? So it's real basic stuff. So again, that's it. When I looked at his like blueprint, I was like, that's pretty cool, because now he can walk away from it and build another one.
Yes.
And then now he has his army of people there, and then he goes to the next one.
It's the same process.
Same process and over again. And when he's there, awesome. But at the same time, people are falling in love with their instructors, with the system that he built. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. So again, maybe we need to do a better job as like clubs and owners of rinks and stuff, and building a good foundation, teaching these young kids how to ref.
Yes.
Teaching these young kids how to coach. Teaching the 10-year-old how to coach the 6-year-old, right? And
so you can grow more and more. I mean, because we have been talking about growing the sport.
Yeah.
because it's not happening right now.
It's a standstill. It's a little.
So two main things: growing the sport, and also making money out of this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we have been living the last 30 years or so,
Sure.
devoting to the sport, but now we have to also make a living because we have families and we have to live properly, right?
Hey.
So we can keep loving the sport
For sure.
and not hating it.
And maybe now we're in that topic, like you got a little man here, Jose here, who's 10 years old, 12 years old. You got him reffing now, and he's making a couple bucks in his pocket. Maybe he's coaching, he's making a couple bucks. Mom and dad are gonna love it. He's coming here, he's being responsible, he has to come. You're teaching, he's working, he's making some money in his pocket. He's 10 years old, he's 12 years old. Like, forget labor laws. It's all about teaching these kids how to work hard and work for their money and be responsible. So again, if we can teach that, and ice hockey does that. Ice hockey has the young refs that ref like the young 8U games. I mean,
do they earn also money?
They earn money, yeah. I think they're $20 to $25 an hour.
Nice.
It's not bad, right?
No, it's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. So these kids can go buy those new Twitch sticks that are $400, And but maybe something like that that's where we can walk away from it. Or just continue to build that system. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's the cool thing about getting into this, like, the rink space and just like the training space. Mine's really small, but at the same time, it's still challenging. Even though it's so small and it's such a small thing, it takes a lot of your time. So if you're not organized and if you're not, you got to really.
It strains you.
Yeah, for sure. But again, it's nothing. Like, for an example, like you say, well-recognized name in the roller hockey world. I'm thinking I'm going to open up a place and people are going to come.
Yes.
But it's not like that. I mean, there's all these bumps in the road type of thing. All right, I want to go there, but it's too far, or I have ice hockey, or I have this, and it's just like in California, there's so much going on that it's just so hard to get someplace.
Yeah.
Especially if you're committed.
It's not that easy.
Especially if you're committed to like two or three different things, right?
Yeah.
So that's but the cool thing about the space, the training space, is talking to owners like yourself and talking to people like from the social media, all these different people, and learning how they're doing it and their struggles, if they open up to me like that, is huge. It only can help us out. So I think if we get the right people, the right people that care, right, we can do a lot of damage, right? Like the dojo, and I'm sure yourself and other people out there, you start something, you're like, I'm gonna be 5 different things in the business. I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna do this, and that. You get drained out pretty quick because you're trying to be everything.
Yeah.
When you can just lend for help and just get a little bit of help there. So again, when it comes down to how to get more people in this rink here, is it bringing other people from other big players coming from other states to come to your place, hosting events like a Narch here, doing theme skates, holiday skates. I mean, you just got to get
promoting,
yeah,
skating and then hockey.
And hockey, yeah. So
okay. With that being said, I'm gonna change the subject. I'm really glad that nowadays, for example, in the next World Games, we're gonna have teams from Africa, teams from Latin America, teams from USA, from Europe, from Australia, something. Yeah. So I'm seeing that there are a lot of different countries, rather than the European and the North American, that are getting really serious about this sport. So I'm gonna ask you, who's gonna dominate the scene, the roller hockey scene, like for the next 5 or 6 years? Do you see any country that is really putting hard work and good players, and or is it gonna stay like the same dominance about USA, about Czech Republic, about, like, please be honest?
Yeah, no, the way I see it and the way I see anything is like whoever's gonna put in the work, whoever's gonna put in the time and effort and sacrifice to train for that goal they want to do. If they're all on the same page and they want to win that gold medal, like when I play for Team USA, we don't talk about it like throughout the whole year. By you being my teammate and you wearing the jersey, I know you want that gold medal as much as I want it, and I'm gonna work as hard as I'm gonna work. So when Team USA, you have like this bar where you're expected to win every single time.
Yeah.
We're not celebrating on a second. We're not celebrating on a third. Some of these countries are celebrating, and that's cool because it's milestones, right? They're
Yes.
getting better and better, which is awesome, and I love to still see that. Like Czech this year, we beat them in the final. Still clapping. It's so awesome. Good sportsmanship. If it was the opposite way around, of course we'd have given them their love and stuff, but deep inside we would have been like, ugh. But that saying is like, USA is. I mean, we got a lot of tournaments. If you're a pro player and you're in the circuit, you're playing 3 or 4 tournaments throughout the year, nationals at least. Not even the individual, but you're getting ready for those nationals, and then right after is the U.S., which is like, if you work, that's kind of like the thing in U.S., right? You want to be the top dog in the tournament, so if you win it, you have a chance to represent USA. That's how it works, right? There's no tryouts, which I wish they did have, but that's the USA way. It's like, okay. Yeah, you got a 9-to-5 job, you got this or that, you got family and stuff, but you're still putting in that work because it's a privilege and it's an honor to wear a jersey of USA. I mean, especially my age, like this year, I'm 36, just turned 37, and got to wear it one more time, and maybe you have to wear it one more time, but like that was good with me, like to do it at that age, on a high competitive team which they could have picked, any other player.
A
lot of players, right? And they probably would have still had the same result. But they gave me the opportunity, which is awesome. So again, when it goes back to these world games and seeing all these new teams coming out and seeing these upsets and seeing Taiwan and Australia and then Mexico beating Canada and stuff like that, it's like Namibia, right? Like, man, you can tell who the roller countries are. You know what I mean? You can tell who are the ice hockey, roller hockey countries.
Okay, got it.
And then you can see who are the true
roller.
roller players that, their federations or just their community does a good job by hosting good events and good hockey out there, right? And just breeding good competition. So a couple teams, Namibia, yeah, they're getting spoiled now. They have the Africa Cup now, right? That you're hosting the Africa Cup.
Yes.
And now they're getting the Moonies out there. They're getting these pro players. Travis Snow. They're getting players going out there. Patrick, and they're going out there to go compete against their locals. How do you get better? By playing with better players, and not just one time a year, 2 times a year, 3 times a year, 4 times a year. Why do you think U.S. is so good? We're playing 4 nationals a year. We're playing 4 winter nationals. That's 8, and then you're playing in between there. So like we're playing a lot of good hockey.
And against the best players.
Against the best players, right? So yeah, so that's like. So Namibia, Taiwan, man, they're cool too. I don't know, are they truly roller? Are they like?
No.
They're like ice hockey, right? Yeah. So you can tell they're wearing their 100 millimeter wheels. They got the big wheels, so they got to help themselves a little bit. But I like Namibia. Who was pretty cool when I saw the juniors? Was it Slovakia?
Slovakia, yeah.
That was cool. That was cool to see Slovakia win in the.
Are those kids?
I have no idea, but just to
probably
see,
ice, right?
100%. I even think the whole USA team was pretty much ice too, right? But just to see teams like that it's pretty cool. But yeah, Namibia for sure was on top of the list. That when I looked at it, I was like, okay, these guys play roller hockey all year round. So
I have a couple of more questions. One of them is very important for me because we run leagues here. And we try to, for example, we have like special league for kids. We tag you in your helmet with different colors.
Oh,
for example, if you're white, you are only allowed to score 2 goals per game. Those are our top players, but we don't want them to keep scoring. We want them to learn other things, like passing the puck, like talking to their players, like be some kind of leader. If you are wearing yellow, for example, you can your goal counts double because you are a new player. So we want everybody to cheer for you. So we have that kind of.
Oh wow, that's fun. That's cool.
And what I want to ask you is, if we are in need of any major changes regarding the sports, the rules, so it can be fun again and open again and also keep developing the interest of the audience, because I think it's all about the audience. If we have good audience, we're gonna have money. Because nowadays, when you are playing championship games, the only guys seated at the stands are other hockey players and your family.
That's it.
And we have to get to new audiences so they can pay to see us play, to pay for tickets, to pay for jerseys.
Sure.
So, do you think we need like major changes?
I think so. I think when you go to all these different roller rinks, you get small rings, big rings, extra big rings, like Olympic-sized rinks, right? You're getting all these different types of rinks, and the nets are smaller, the nets are big, the pucks are different. The rules are different. So I feel like that's where in roller hockey it gets confusing, where I get somebody that's trying for the first time, like, oh, is this a good stick or is this a good puck? Like, oh no, that's not a good puck. Like, try this one over here.
Yeah.
Like when you go to ice hockey, it's the black puck or the blue puck. That's it. It's offsides. That's it, right? I'm a big fan of the offsides. Huge on the offsides. Well, I just learned this year. I'm coaching a rec team for the Ninjas. It's a rec league ice. We got 6-year-olds and 12-year-olds. It's very strange how they did it, but now they broke it up for this next season. But it's offsides. The coolest thing to hear was your teammates yelling from the benches saying, touch up, you got it. It's offsides. So you're getting these kids to talk.
Okay.
Communicating, right? You can get the best player that goes to a roller rink with no offsides, and he's going to go coast to coast, and he doesn't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah, and he will probably.
And he will. He'll do that over and over again. So if you set some type of like offsides or icing, slow the game down, because the shifts can get long. And the last thing you want to do is blow that whistle, like a dead whistle, after 2 minutes, right? Because sometimes the opportunity can. If there's icing, teach the kids, all right, you get tired, you dump that puck for a line change. All right, now you're giving them direction in a way, and they're learning new things. The offsides thing, what I saw with my Ninjas, the coolest thing, because the whole league, the parents are getting into it. Offside, get back. They're saying names and all that. So for me, I would do the same style of ice hockey for roller hockey, offsides, blue line. Maybe something different where it's like, there's a blue line, but if the puck goes out, the guys can still stay in the blue line, and the person can go get the puck and retrieve it back.
Okay.
They don't have to touch up or anything like that.
Okay. It's different.
But if you take it back as a unit, like if I come back and like try to control it and slow it down, then it's a stop whistle or something like that. So something like that, like in a way. But even if by going simple off of just like offsides,
It will change.
It will change the game, because now the kids can step up on those kids.
Okay.
The kid that doesn't know how to stick handle, or the kid that doesn't know how to go deep, he's just going coast to coast.
Yeah. Okay.
So just changing the rules and then making it easier for the ice hockey players, so when they come to roller hockey, it's the same rules, and it's just like
they just have to change.
They learn how to skate. Yeah,
That's it.
They don't have to learn all these rules here.
Cool. And last question: who do you think is gonna be like the next Itan?
Oh, man.
Like the next really top player, which lasts long, 15 years, 20 years. Like, what's the new for you? Is there any right now that you're looking for that it's really like a good ambassador for our sport worldwide?
Worldwide right now. There's so many out there right now. I just don't know how long they're gonna stay in roller. It's like. But I have a handful in my head right now that I can name, like Joey DiMartino, he's amazing. Kyle Mayhew is awesome. John, but John's kind of my same age. If we're talking like young, I'm excited to see. Maybe he comes out of the dojo, maybe he comes out of Mexico here, but it's maybe, I don't know, just a kid that for me, I fell in love with the sport of roller hockey, and I fell in love with the sport of teaching and traveling, and that's what I loved. I think I got the most out of roller hockey I can get by traveling around the world and meeting all these roller hockey players around the world. And that was my goal when I was younger. my brother passed away when I was 16, and when I looked at his life and he was gone, I was like, life's too short. Like, I want to go travel with my hockey bag around the world. That was a goal, to go travel. Made it to like 34 countries.
Yeah, you did.
For roller hockey. But a player like that who just loves the sport for what it is, maybe wants to win a U.S. or a World Cup, or what is it?
What? World Games?
Yeah, World Games. Maybe wants to win a Narch. Maybe wants to win, Palma Cup or something like that. Like a player that's just so invested that wants to just, accomplish these goals. I think that I don't know. Maybe he's out there. But top of my head right now, young kid I see, like a young kid right now. I see a little kid like Vance. This young kid. He's a kid who's obsessed with the sport. Like a kid that you don't have to go tell him to go shoot pucks in his garage. His parents don't have to go tell him. The kid's watching YouTube and he's watching different. He's obsessed. He's obsessed with it. He always has a stick in his hand. Another player too is Jordan. Jordan from NorCal. He's a beast. He's next level, where he plays football. He's good at every sport.
How old is he?
I think he's 11.
Whoa.
Yeah, this kid is like...
He might be the next one.
I think so. If I can think of a player, Jordan's the one. Yeah, Jordan for sure.
That's the name I was looking for.
Yeah, he's badass. Yeah. You know who Jordan is?
I don't know, but now I will have to look for
you'll see him play, man. He can win games by himself. He can pass the puck. He can work hard, plays defense, plays the whole game. And the kid just he got the beast in him.
Cool. Well, Itan, again, so happy to have you here. We're really thankful for your effort, for your time.
Yeah.
Hope you have a great time here.
Cool, man. Okay. Thanks for having me. Anytime.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure talking to you guys. So, if you guys ever come, man, got to check out Mexico, man. This rink is unbelievable. So, they have it set up. You guys been out for how many years?
3.
3 years, brand new. So, again, hit up Russo on Instagram and try to make it out here, man, because it's a really cool spot here and it's a cool community they got. So.
Muchas gracias. Nos vemos en el próximo capítulo de Hockey Talks. Que estén bien. Chao.